Hola, and welcome to Spain Impossible. This is going to be part of the series that is now going to be called Fat Loss After 50, the new vodcast that I'm putting together. This is going to be let's call it step 0.5, because this is not officially one of the first steps of the 12 tentatively. It might end up being 13, 14, 15. If you know me, you know this old coot can go on and on and on, and I come up with ideas and things that I need to share. But this is about what this program is going to be all about. Now, number one, let's do the title sequence real quick, and then I'll come back with number one. But stick around to the end of the video, because I'm going to have three things that make it almost like a given that you have to have a Costco membership. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me today on the Fat Loss After 50 vodcast. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Jim. Please take a moment and subscribe and give me the old thumbs up. Just to help this spread around, because I have a feeling that this will be helpful to people that you may know. I'm on a journey, if you don't know, to lose 100 pounds in 1 year prior to moving to Spain. That's why this is on the Spain Impossible channel. My Spain Impossible channel is about three main topics. It's about losing 100 pounds in a year, getting out of a mountain, $28,000 of credit card debt, and packing up savings to move to Spain, and obviously all the steps it's going to take for this old coot to get everything in order and get myself, my family, my dog, everything over to Spain and actually move to Spain legally from the U.S. on one of the three visas that are available. I do have a video out, just a general overview of the three visas that are available for Spain currently in 2025. Now, this is step 0 and or 0.5, whatever you want to call it. First things first, I got to make a disclaimer. I am not a health professional. I am not a doctor. I am not a nutritionist. I am not a certified blah, blah, blah. What I am is a 50-something-year-old man that has been fat my entire life, and I am sick and tired of it. And last year, I got really sick and tired of it when I reached probably my highest weight, almost 320 pounds. And I kind of went extreme, and I did some things that maybe weren't the greatest and maybe were the greatest. But anyways, through that process of researching and adding and taking away foods and doing things, I lost 45 pounds in 100 days. Now, the idiot that I am, and the fact that I live in the northern part of the U.S., so once October hit and the weather started changing, I basically locked myself in my house, went back to eating a lot of things that were on the standard American diet. Yes, slowly, indulging in probably a little too much alcohol and, a little too many sweets around Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's and Valentine's Day and all the things that go along with being locked indoors in the winter, and also wasn't getting any exercise. So my weight went back up, not all the way. I didn't go all the way. I went to 294 before I started April 13th of 2025 on a new round of doing what I found that worked, and it worked really well. I mean, we're talking, I am currently in my 6th week of this round of that diet, starting April 13th, 2025. And I'm already down, I think it's almost 14 pounds, which averages out to a little over 3 pounds a week, which 3 pounds a week of weight loss is freaking amazing. To me anyways, because they tell you, hey, with so-and-so calorie restriction and this, that, and the other thing, you should expect to lose between 1 pound and 2 pounds a week. I'm not starving. I don't feel hungry all the time. I don't have cravings because I've finally cracked the code on the food. So step 0 is about, there will be one about the food, but step 0 is about, there are some things that you're going to have to get through your mind. This is a lifestyle change. It is not a temporary fix, because as I proved last year, once I stop doing these things and go back to the old way of eating, weight comes back. And I have yo-yo dieted all my life. I've taken probably every diet pill that's ever hit the market. The only one where I drew a line was when they started doing injectables. I've not done any of the Ozempic, Mounjaro, whatever those things are. I don't even know what they're all called, because I will not use them. I also am not using bariatric surgery. This is plain old-fashioned, straight from Hippocrates, let food be thy medicine. So what I'm doing is I am altering my lifestyle to include foods at specific times and specific quantities and specific macros. Well, not really that specific, because I don't count calories, which you may not like to count calories either. I do journal my food, and I will share, if I can put it up here somewhere, my daily food tracking, my daily diet tracking. I do use an Inevifit scale, which supposedly, now I know there's some conjecture about whether it is factual or not, but it gives me a fat percentage, a water percentage, and a muscle mass. And those 3 things I do track, because I'm trying to not lose so much muscle that I have to spend years building it back up. Now, the body does have muscle memory, and it does make it fairly, it makes it a fairly quick process to build back muscle that was already existing. So that's not, muscle is not my main concern. My main concerns are watching my fat percentage drop, watching my water to see how much water is actually in my body. And I just track the muscle just to keep an eye on it, because if suddenly I start losing a bunch of muscle, I'm going to have to rethink a couple of things. But I did not have that happen in the 45 pounds in 100 days last year. I have not had that happen in the 5 weeks that I've been doing it so far. There is also in that Inevifit scale, because it connects to an app on your phone, there is also a visceral fat calculation in there. I don't track that often, but I do every once in a while look at it and go, hey, I dropped a little more visceral fat. That's a good thing, because the visceral fat's the stuff that's choking down on your heart and your lungs and your liver, and it's the stuff that's inside, packing up against the organs and things like that. So step 0 is all about, you have to understand that if you really want to affect 100 pounds of weight loss, 50 pounds of weight, I'm not talking to people that need to lose 20 pounds. If you need to lose 20 pounds, you can hit the gym, change your diet a little bit for a very short period of time, and you'll lose the 20 pounds. I'm talking to people that are 80 pounds overweight, 100 pounds overweight, 150 pounds overweight. This is going to be all about my journey as a 50-plus-year-old man with bad joints and arthritic knees, changing my entire lifestyle in order to lose the 100 pounds that I need to lose forever. That means incorporating, not daily right off the bat, but it will get to daily walking exercise and things like that, just to keep the body moving. They say all the time, sitting is the new smoking. Well, years ago, I was a smoker, so I don't need to be sitting all the time. I'm sitting now because, I'm new at this, so I don't have a fancy setup. So my cell phone is propped up on some books on my desk, and I have to sit in order to fit in the frame. Otherwise, I'd be way up there. But it's all about understanding. I want you to understand that you do have to change your lifestyle. You will have to, probably, at least I do, eat a lot of the same foods a lot of the time. In fact, I very rarely deviate from my breakfast and my lunch, and usually where I throw my variation is in my dinner. Now, on the topic of breakfast, lunch, and dinner, it's an old adage: you eat breakfast like a king, you eat lunch like a prince, and you eat dinner like a pauper. Now, what does that mean? That means you have a very filling, large breakfast. And I will go into depth on what exactly I eat for breakfast, but most people focus on macros of carbs, fats, and protein. What I focus on are protein, because high protein breakfasts cut your hunger for the day, protein, healthy fats, not the crappy fats, healthy fats, and fiber, because fiber keeps you full. So carbohydrates are a concern. This is not a keto diet. I'm not asking you to get rid of carbohydrates. I'm asking you to be smart about your carbohydrates. And I already shared a tip in one of my other videos, but if you cook and cool starchy vegetables, rice, potatoes, beans, some of that starch, if you leave it in the refrigerator overnight, turns into resistant starch, which means your body cannot digest it. Your bacteria in your gut love that kind of stuff, and they'll feed on it, but your body can't break it down. Your body can't grab that starch and turn it into instant sugar like if you eat it freshly cooked, boom, nice and warm. So that's one of the things that you'll learn along the way, is when I cook rice and I cook beans and I cook potatoes, they go in the freezer or in the refrigerator, and I don't touch them for a day, and it does help. That's why we talk about fiber, not carbohydrates. I have a piece of toast every morning. When I started 5 weeks ago, I was having 2 pieces of toast every morning. I'll share my bread and what I put on it and all that stuff in another video. But I'm not saying eliminate carbohydrates. I'm saying let's be smarter about how we put carbohydrates in the body so that they work better for us. So I've rattled on probably long enough, but I want you to understand that the things that I'm going to cover are going to be for free. I'm not going to go, hey, if you want the real secret, it's $297 in this course. I'm going to put everything out on YouTube. Everything is for free. I do have resources available on Spain Impossible under the health, and they are absolutely free. No email address, just click the button, download the resource. What's up there now is about the teas and the supplements I take. I will be continuing to add resources, as well as under the debt tab and the moving tab. All of that stuff's going to be completely free. No email, no nothing. Just download it. It's yours, because you know what? I found it just in researching on the internet. I didn't have to do lab experiments or anything like that. I didn't have to spend any money in order to get these resources. I found them. So I'm sharing them with you. So please come along with me on this journey. If you've got, 50, 80, 100, 200 pounds to lose, and you don't want to go the route of bariatric surgery or, deal with, what's it called now? Ozempic face, apparently I've heard about in the news. That sounds great to me, when you can actually just lose the weight the old-fashioned way. And that's what I'm all about, is doing it the old-fashioned way. So the 3 things that I promised you at the beginning of this video, that I get at Costco. I mean, there's so many things I buy at Costco. You'll learn that throughout this whole thing. So I'm going to put a little picture of them up over here. The three things that I found essential is number one, collagen protein. Now they sell several different types at Costco. This is in this picture that I just displayed. It's just one type. What I generally do is I look for the collagen when it's on sale and I stock up. I buy 3, 4, 5 of them at a time just so that they're in the cupboard and I don't run out and have to pay full price for them. But price wise, even at full price, it's like $29.99 or $31.99 for a big, like big container of it. At my grocery store, there's a little container of it for $28.99. So, I mean, even at full price, $1 or $2, usually they do them $6, $7, $8 off. So they become even a better deal. That's why I pick up several when they're on sale. The next thing is lemon. It is organic lemon juice, and lemon does wonderful things in the body. I add just a few drops to my tea. You know, you've seen the video about the teas. I add just a few drops to my tea and kind of influence it throughout the day. But great for liver support, and you need your liver to be functioning well in order to lose fat and get rid of it and get rid of all the toxins that get stored in fat and then are released when you lose the fat. So very important to keep the liver healthy. The third thing is apple cider vinegar. And I don't know what rock you've been under if you have not heard about the benefits of apple cider vinegar during a diet or weight loss program. Not that it's a magic weight loss pill. It just does so many things that are good in the body, like the lemon juice. There again, that one's a little bit tougher to work in. I've gotten to the point where I can put a little bit in a bottle of water and drink that throughout the day. Otherwise, rooibos tea. Rooibos tea is tough to palate. And that one, I actually do, here's an inside tip. I put a rooibos tea bag and an organic green tea bag in together. And then since it's already not very palatable, I'll put a few drops, you know, maybe a quarter to a half of a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in there. And then as it gets cool enough where I can kind of slam it down, I slam it down. But you got to get that stuff in there. That stuff is core to this method of weight loss that I found. Lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, and the collagen protein, because as we age, we stop making collagen. We need it for our skin, our hair, all kinds of functions in the body, and particularly our joints. My knees are bad. I love having collagen, and I will show you how I use the collagen. That's completely other video. That will be part of some of the other steps. But those are the three things that I promised you at the beginning of the video. And if it looks a little funny cut-wise, it's because I totally forgot in a senior moment about giving you these three things. So I had to go back during editing and film this for you. So now back to the original video, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Okay. So remember, subscribe, please. Give me the old thumbs up. I'll put that little icon over here. You can't click on that, but you know what to do. Hit the little, smash that little button down there that says, I like this, the old thumbs up. And that'll help this spread out far and wide on YouTube. And hopefully, maybe you don't need this, but somebody you don't know stumbles across it on YouTube and it changes their life. The way that stumbling into this diet pattern and lifestyle changed my life last year. Because you know what it felt like to have 45 pounds off of my body? Freaking fantastic. So now I'm doing it again, and I'm not going to give up on it after 100 days and go, well, I did that. That's great. I feel better for a little while and watch the weight creep back up. This is a lifestyle change. This is going to change the way I relate to food and exercise for the rest of my life. So if that's the kind of stuff you're interested in, I know I said it already, subscribe, like, and I will see you on the next one. Remember, come along on this journey because it's going to be one hell of a journey.